Hey everybody, this is Robert with Knothead Outdoors, and today we're going to be talking about survival hunting. And I'm not talking about hunting the bear, I'm talking about feeding yourself in a survival situation. Okay, so the first thing we're going to talk about is a survival bow. This is a very simple survival bow. I made it about 2 years ago and I can shoot pretty good with it. I mean, 20 yards, I'm probably going to hit what I'm aiming at. And I'm only using a little aluminum arrow. I have a bunch of these that I picked up from somebody that had a target bow for sale, and I just had a lot of these feather fletched aluminum arrows that, you know, they're going to be fine for taking small game, and I could straighten them, you know, and I could make an arrow for this if I had to. This, you know, that's probably the trickiest part for somebody that doesn't know what they're doing or is not familiar with using a bow and arrow, is making an arrow. But I mean, literally you can make an arrow with a stick and some duct tape, and you can make it, and you're going to be able to take small game at 20 yards, or, you know, so beyond that, unless you're really good or have a lot of experience or just get really lucky, you're probably not going to be very accurate. So even if you have a good compound bow, if you're a good compound bow shooter, you hunt with them regularly like I do, that's still not going to be a long-term survival situation, just because of the maintenance and stuff that's going to require. I'm not saying, you know, that you should chuck it in the trash because if there's a survival situation. What I'm saying is, know how to make something like this. Know how to make it, because, you know, that's going to be a way to feed yourself, your family, and, you know, those rabbits and squirrels and stuff are going to be out there, and where the deer aren't. You know, the deer are going to move on. So those small things are, and being able to catch those things or kill those things is going to determine how well you get by. And this is another one, and this one's a little bit different design. It's a lot smaller, takes up less space, it's lighter, but you know, this works just as well. I mean, it will blast an arrow. These are blowguns. I don't know if you can see them. This one right here is copper. I don't know if you can see down the tube there. It's a copper one. It's more rigid, it's longer, shoots more accurately. This one here is PVC, and it's way more flexible. It's more durable, and these pieces here are just a place to stick your darts. These things are amazingly accurate, and they're amazingly powerful. I have some video of me shooting this too, and these are super easy to make, and they're super easy to make ammo for. Literally, you can use a variety of different products to make the ammo. Let me show you. It's a nail that is got a little cone on the end of it that's just made out of duct tape. This is the same thing. It's a piece of spring steel wire with the cone on the end made out of duct tape. This is what it's actually made out of, is one of these little indicator flags. It's deadly. That thing will take a rabbit or a squirrel without even thinking about it. But you can see here, I've got everything from a small nail to a large nail, to a bigger nail. If you wanted to shoot something like this, and I don't know what I've got I can shoot at. Let's see. So I don't know if you can see that. The tape actually penetrated the box. Yeah, blowguns. This is the way to go. And you know, if I was gonna make one for a survival situation, it would probably be this one. It just seems like it's more durable. You know, if the copper pipe, if I drop it, break it, bend it, it's gonna be toast. Whereas this one's gonna be, you know, good and solid for a long time and not be an issue. So, you know, if I was going to make one for survival, it would probably be the PVC kind. And like I said, there's tons of videos on this. There's tons of videos on how to make the darts. I recommend you do it. And, you know, I took my grandson out. It was probably last fall or last winter. Took my grandson out with one of these and he was just blown away. He couldn't hardly stand it. That, you know, there was this thing that we could use to shoot arrows into animals to eat. And, you know, he's like me, and that, you know, he's willing to eat just about anything, and I don't doubt that, you know, he would eat a squirrel. But I talked to him about it, and I said, look, I said, you know, we can go see if we can get a squirrel, but if we get it, we're gonna eat it, and you gotta be prepared to eat it. He didn't have a problem with it. He was like, yeah, you know, but when it came time to shoot the squirrel, I said, no. I said, we don't need to kill the squirrel, because we obviously didn't, we weren't out to hunt, you know, we had dinner plans that night, and I told him, I said, you know, do you really want to kill the squirrel? And I was amazed when he didn't want to kill it. He said, no, let's not shoot it right now, Pops. And so, you know, that squirrel got off lucky. But, you know, I had no doubt when I was holding this in my hand and I was pointed at that squirrel that was dead in my targets, that I could have killed him cleanly and efficiently, and we could have had squirrel that night. I recommend you learn how to use these things. If you're a person that wants to be able to survive, or even is considering that kind of situation, urban environment, wilderness environment, this thing is going to feed you. It's going to feed you quietly. It's going to feed you cheaply. You'll be able to make ammo on the fly, no problem. And, you know, you can find the materials, no problem, without even spending any money. So I recommend you do this, and this is how I would feed myself in a survival situation, other than maybe snares and stuff like that. But you know, that would be if you were going to be in a situation where you're going to be staying in a certain area for a length of time long enough to find places and set up snares and harvest those snares. And that, you know, if you're going to be on the move and you're not going to be staying anywhere for very long, this is the way to go. It's going to keep you quiet and concealed, and you're not going to be scaring everything off that is around that you might want to eat down the road. So this is the way to go. Catch you next time.